Committed to his tribe until his death, Chickasaw leader Levi Colbert, or Itte-wamba Mingo, was instrumental in tribal affairs in the early 19th century. He was born in 1759, near present-day Alabama, to James Logan Colbert, a North Carolinian settler, and his full-blood Chickasaw wife.
Levi Colbert was an exceptional leader among his people during his time period. He was a very shrewd businessman. He was very adept at negotiations, especially negotiations with the federal government on behalf of his people, the Chickasaw.
When Levi was a young man, he learned of a Creek raiding party, and their intentions was to take the Chickasaw land.
Young Levi Colbert organized the old men and youth who were in the towns in a surprise attack on the Creeks who were sneaking up on the Chickasaw towns and at a place called Itte-wamba Creek.
He earned his title of Itte-wamba Mingo, or bench chief, after showing great leadership, intuition, and bravery while protecting Chickasaw lands and defeating the Creek raiding party. From that point, Levi Colbert was known as a fierce protector of his people. Although his name didn't appear on the muster roll, Colbert was honored for his participation in the War of 1812, serving in the Creek Wars. To recognize his valor and his alliance with General Andrew Jackson, the United States government presented Colbert with an American flag during a meeting in Washington. Subject to growing pressure from Andrew Jackson and the federal government to move west of the Mississippi River and relinquish ancient homelands, the Chickasaw leadership appointed Levi Colbert, who had superior negotiation skills and knowledge of the English language, to act as principal chief in all matters involving the U.S. government.
He reviewed every document that was presented and was a very hard-line negotiator on behalf of what he thought the Chickasaw people were going to need, not only financially, but also physically, what they were going to need in order to successfully cross the Trail of Tears and to be able to subsist once they reached Indian territory.
He began then to bargain, and using all of his skills to bargain and get as much compensation for the Chickasaw people as he could possibly get.
After negotiating secretly with Superintendent of Indian Affairs Thomas McKenney in the homelands, Colbert announced the tribe would agree to removal if a suitable home were found in the West. Colbert accompanied other Chickasaw members on several trips to the West, surveying lands to find a new home for the Chickasaw people.
And it worked for the Chickasaw Nation. Their removal settlement was more beneficial than any of the other so-called 5 civilized tribes. And much of that is due to the genius of Levi Colbert.
In addition to his affairs with the United States government, Levi, along with his brothers, operated inns, travel depots, and a ferry along the Natchez Trace. In 1834, at the age of 75, Colbert fell ill while joining a group of Chickasaw delegates on a mission to amend the Treaty of 1832.
He dictated a number of letters to literate translators that conveyed his wishes and his specific problems with the 1832 treaty articles. And George Colbert, along with other Chickasaw leaders, was able to take these considerations on paper with them to Washington and achieve the 1834 amendment to the Chickasaw Removal Treaty.
Always a rigorous voice of the Chickasaw people, he dutifully governed and will always be remembered as an integral individual in Chickasaw history. Join us as the Chickasaw Hall of Fame celebrates the lifetime achievements of Levi Colbert.